everyone to our Open Data Day event today. Today we join events from around the world to celebrate open data and to hear from you, our amazing open data community, on how you are using or plan to use New South Wales open data. Those of you with a passion for data and accuracy, which I'm sure there's quite a few of you here today, may have realised that today is not actually Open Data Day. It's actually tomorrow. But however, we believe that not only should data be open, but weekends also. So feel free to use whatever you like to. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the country on which we're here today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I'm Richard Tubb from the Open Data and Innovation team at Transport for New South Wales. Today's Open Data event is a collaboration between Transport for New South Wales and the Department of Finance, Services and Innovation, TfNSW. It's great to be here at the Sydney Startup Hub today, and that you all found your way down here to level 4 after we outgrew the capacity of our very own Transport Digital Accelerator on level 11. On the topic of this building, the emergency exit is just located near the forex finisher through there. Just follow the screaming masses if you're not quite sure where to go. And if by chance you do need to use the bathroom facilities, just follow the tile corridor to the end and to your left. And the gents, ours looks like an information sign. So just follow the information sign and you get to the toilets. I'm so impressed with what a fantastic turn we have. I mean, basically it's a full house, which is just terrific. This is our very, very first time celebrating Open Data Day. Yes, I know we're about 9 years too late. But better late than never. And by the looks of it, with this level of support from our open data community, I reckon it's something we'd definitely like to do, yeah, possibly like to do next year. And today we actually are going to be live streaming the event. We're testing our setup at the moment, and that's the short URL will be the link. If by chance you'd like to share and tell your friends who can't make it today to watch us live. So here is today's agenda. We have two terrific speakers for you, and then we're going to be jumping into the pitch competition. While the judges are deliberating, we'll have a open data Q&A session with our expert panel that we've instructed here for you today. We'll then award the pitch prizes, and then you'll get the afternoon off. Just tell them that Richard said it was okay. Today we're going to be testing, as I said, that live video stream, and please feel free to share that as well. And if you are down with the Twitter, please use the hashtag ODD19 and the hashtag Open Data Day, as you can see down the bottom there. And also follow the Open Data and Innovation team at Data TfNSW and Digital New South Wales at Digital_New South Wales. Unfortunately, as of today, all of the New South Wales government is actually in caretaking mode in preparation for the election. What this really means is that we can no longer communicate with the outside world. So we can't tweet. So if you could do the tweeting for us, we would be very, very grateful. We can't really tweet anything either, we have favourite anything. But if you could do that for us, that would be completely awesome. So thank you very much in advance for your assistance there. It shouldn't come as a surprise that we love open data at Transport for New South Wales. It really does form the backbone of all the digital services and transport-related apps that the people of New South Wales have embraced and downloaded in the millions. Our Open Data Hub is the engine room for our data, and to say it's been popular would be an understatement. We have 13,952 registered users, 3,257 registered applications, and 2,700,540,902 API hits since the launch of our Open Data Hub. And that was all 9 o'clock this morning. But we don't just love our transport open data. We're passionate about all open data. Our very first speaker is one of the world's most passionate open data advocates and widely known and admired throughout the open data community. Pia Andrews is an open government and data ninja who has been leading the way transforming public services through greater transparency, civic-centric design and open data. Last year, Peter was recognised as one of the global top 20 most influential people in digital government. He is currently the Executive Director for Digital Government Policy and Innovation for the New South Wales Government in the Department of Finance, Services and Innovation. There she leads a team of policy, design, data, development and engagement experts to drive digital transformation of the New South Wales Government. It's so great to have you here today, Peter. Sorry. Please welcome everyone. Peter Andrews.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me and making me a little embarrassed, but it's really lovely. I have been passionate about open government for a long time. The reason I came to work in the public sector is because I truly believe that when you have openness really boiled into the DNA, I guess coincidentally, but built into the fabric of how public services work, then you get better outcomes, better services, better society, better quality of life. Open data has been a big part of my journey working in public services, but also working in community. And for me, open data is partly about those opportunities for innovation and for collaboration, but probably most importantly for me, it's about enabling transparency, better democracy, better quality of life, opportunities for all, and democratization of data isn't just about making it available for economic benefits, it's about making it available so that people can make a difference in the world. So I guess one of my challenges to everyone participating in this is how will what you do today and moving forward with open data make the world a better place? Because there's a lot of pitch fests that are about, let's look at the economics and the business benefits and how can I make a good business and how can I save money and all these sort of economic levers, which are perfectly fine, and we've all been there. But really looking at how you can make the world a better place, I think, is a very important question to ask. So this is a really fantastic sort of event. The more data we can make available, the better it is for all of us. And I really want to encourage you all to make the world a better place. I also just want to have a quick shout out. Obviously, Richard's been on this journey of open data for a long time as well, and it's so amazing and wonderful to have so many great people in the room that are enabling and supporting this, and to be working in a public sector, in the New South Wales Government, which is so supportive of opening up as much of our data as possible for public good, for economic good, and for you all to have a play and see what you can do. So I look forward to seeing how it goes. Thank you all so much for coming and participating, and have fun. Have fun.
Thanks, Peter. Always great for you to share your awesomeness with everyone here today. And that's definitely a term that I've copied and pasted from your vocabulary, so it's one I do enjoy using these days. Our next speaker thrives on driving revolutionary, that's also an interesting word, to transform the way products and services are delivered and developed and delivered to customers. He was one of the visionaries behind Transport for New South Wales Open Data Hub, and has paved the way, leading Transport for New South Wales to collaborate with startups and industry to get better and more cost-effective digital products in the hands of New South Wales customers sooner and more efficiently. Here's Micah Starkis, Director of Open Data Innovation Apps at Transport for New South Wales. Please welcome Micah Starkis.
Thanks, Richard. I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and pay my respects to any elders past, present or future elders. Also want to thank Peter for those words and the broader TfNSW team for being, I usually say partners in crime, but it's probably not the right context, but partners in collaboration, and of course my team. Now, since we missed the last, so this is the 9th year of Open Data Day, we've missed the last 8 years, so I might cover two broad things. One is a bit of a celebration about our great successes at Transport, and then maybe a few reflections on what we can take forward into the future. So in the last 9 years, it really started with us. Everyone's probably heard the story with our real-time apps back in 2012. It wasn't open data, it was sharing with a closed community of bright app developers that from which were born born the real-time maps we see now, like Trip View, Nextthere, AnyTrip. Although 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, it's still an enduring example that's referred to across government in the state and across the nation about how sharing data with the right people can deliver much better outcomes much quicker than maybe an organisation taking on the program itself. It was also a great success because from that was born my team, and I've had a job ever since, which I celebrate. But we really got serious. It became a bit of an industrial exercise for us in 2016 with the Future Transport Summit and the launch of our Open Data Hub. That was when we really got serious about ingraining open data and what innovation can bring into the fabric of transport for New South Wales. It's now a cornerstone of our strategies, which has already gone through the numbers. The data's being used heavily. But importantly for us, the dialogue has changed from it being a crazy, wild idea into something that is a viable delivery method for transport. It's a real thing. You know, we've got loads of customers and quite a large operational budget, and it's vitally important to our future success. It's woven into our strategy for Future Transport 2056. I don't know if anyone's read that, but there's a real commitment for things like autonomous vehicles and mobility as a service that won't succeed without our ability to open data, but more importantly, others to be able to use it and make good of it. Other successes that we've had, you stole up my speech with all the numbers, but that's all right. We won a few international awards. OpenGov, an organisation that advocates for open government across the world, recognised us, I think that was last year. And just recently, this was end of January, no I wasn't there, but at the International Ticketing Awards in London, we got, and I have to read it off because I know what it is internally, but it's the real-time passenger information of the year. Now this is where I take a pivot from referring to our successes to the observations that I've seen over the last couple of years. So this award is recognition of, and look, it's a hard discussion to have in this audience because some of the data is open and some of it isn't, but don't hold me to it, but it's the real-time capacity of bus and train services in maps. We're very proud to win this award. Bus money, don't worry about those details. But a key thing for me, while open data and innovation engagement with the broader community has become a real thing, it still surprises me just how long it takes for good innovation to be recognised. And I think that's a maturity that we've all got to go on together. This is not about pitches, about great innovation. The real innovation going forward is how can this stuff be implemented? How do we get from where we are today to where this stuff will be implemented in the future? And this award is testament to it. This award was for something that was implemented in 2016. So a lesson here that it takes 2 years for good ideas to get noticed and get traction. Regardless, I think we can work on that together. But open data is a real thing. We're here for the long haul, and I think this is not going to be easy work. It hasn't been easy work till now, but together I think we can deliver some great successes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Micah. Now, because we have such an attractive looking crowd today, I was just wondering if you mind if I could get a selfie with you all. Because even though New South Wales government can't tweet, I can tweet. So I might do that now, that's okay. If you're shy, feel free to duck down. If you're not shy, just put your head up a bit high. Okay, give it a try, okay. Yeah, okay, oh, look, this is... Oh, no, it's like a David Phillips stick. Selfie stick. So, one hand around from me, okay? In the wrong camera. Okay. Oh, look at that. I think you're already playing me. That's okay. Okay. pitching it. Oh, this way. This is the way. Good looking crowd. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. I said that. We're now at the pitching end of today's program, which means I probably should click something. There you go. I'd like to welcome Yvonne Lee, Manager Open Data Enablement and Innovation, who has been the driving force behind the Open Data Hub since its very inception. Yvonne will be facilitating our pitch session today.
Fantastic, thank you. Wow, this crowd has grown heaps since I sat down, so thank you for turning up. So just a reminder, we are live streaming this event. It is a bit of a trial for us. It's the first time we're doing that. And if you want someone to watch the pictures, it'd be a good idea to share that link with them. So it's a Bitly link, so it's TfNSW Open 19. I do believe Bitly links are case sensitive. If you can't get to it, it should be a YouTube live stream. Let me first thank and welcome our fantastic judges who are up here in the front. We did go out of our way to only include judges with 2 O's in their surname. So, let me first introduce our judges and then we'll go into the pitch process and the pitches. So Ross Cooper is the sector lead for future transport and mobility at the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, commonly known as Austrade. Austrade provides service to Australian SMEs, startups and scale-ups in international markets through market insights and connecting them to potential customers, investors and industry contacts. Austrade operates a program dedicated for Australian startups and scale-ups to assist them to internationalise early in their development through the Australian landing pads in 5 cities that are hubs for innovation and entrepreneurship around the world. In addition, Austrade works with international business looking to invest in Australia. Next month, Ross is leading a delegation of Australians with expertise in connected and automated vehicles to Beijing, Shanghai and Shenzhen to meet with China's industry developing these technologies. So thanks, Ross. We also have Lisa Wood, who's also from Austrade. So for the past 2 years, Lisa has worked on the Australian Landing Pads program, helping Australian startups to go global via the landing pads located in San Francisco, Tel Aviv, Berlin, Shanghai and Singapore. Lisa works across all sectors in the fast-moving tech space and helped to facilitate the recent Future Transport and Mobility mission to ITS in Copenhagen and the Berlin landing pad. Prior to working on the landing pads program, Lisa lived in Los Angeles for 5 years, where she worked for the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and has also worked in London and Europe, in Zurich and Lugano. Lisa was recently nominated as one of the leading women in Australia's innovation ecosystem and is member for the Export Council of Australia's Women Trading Global Lead Program. Thank you, Lisa. And we've also got Ben Hooper. Ben is a Principal Solutions Architect at Amazon Web Services, where he helps customers succeed in the cloud. He is passionate about helping customers use the cloud to innovate and deliver new products and services. He is an active investor in technology companies and co-founded 3 startups. So thank you, judges, for your time and your attention. Also to note that our judges were pulled from our Digital Accelerator Programs Partnership Program. So thank you for joining us today. So the two prizes by judges, the judges will be facilitating judging, will be for best product and best pitch. But we also are going to ask you, the audience, to help for the people's choice. You will be able to select up to 3 pitches, and we'll be using a tool called Mentimeter. We'll be showing this link at the end of the pitches, and we'll give you the time when we go and deliberate with the judges, and give you all that time during the Q&A panel to make up your minds as to who you want to vote for, and then we'll reveal the winners, or the winner for the people's choice. The pitches will be 3 minutes in length, and they will be followed by a quick Q&A by the judges if there's any questions. Ideally only if there are any burning questions, and then we'll move on to the next one. We only have 9 pitches to go through today due to a few people pulling out of pitching, so we can relax and hopefully get you all out of here so you can get some lunch. If I can ask the pitchers to be ready for your pitch, you would have gotten your new pitch numbers yesterday afternoon. There will be some space under, just if you can make yourself available to pitch next. that would be really helpful to keep us going. There is a timer at the back. I don't know if you turn your head to the back there's a flashing number at the moment that says 0. But that will count you down at the 30 second to go mark. It will do a beep and then it will count 5 seconds down to 0. We are very strict on time and we will stop you. So good luck. And now I'd like to welcome our first pitch, which is from Tom Tom.
So who doesn't want to live in a stress-free, congestion-free and clean environment? At TomTom, our vision is to have a connected, autonomous world free of congestion and free of emission. And our mission is to have the latest and the most innovative technologies to help shape tomorrow's mobility. In terms of our Maps API, we have in the portfolio including the Maps API that is sourced from the data with the TfNSW digital transport data set for new subdivision and road changes. And for our traffic API, we are currently integrating with the traffic data on event flow from the Transport of New South Wales, and we're currently working towards to get a set of the variable speed data for optimum route calculation. In order to provide the best search results, we are currently using the open data on road names, address points, and point of interest and so on. And with our routing APIs, we are currently using open data on road classification for efficient routing, and we are also working with RMS logistic data for recommended routes for heavy vehicle. In addition, we also have Maps SDK and also geofencing API as well. And in order to make sure that all our Maps API are super accessible for our developers, we're offering up to 2,500 free transactions each day for developers. No contract, no subscription, and no commitments required. In addition, there's also no ads guarantee from TomTom. All of these are only just through a click of their fingertips on our TomTom developer website, which is www.developer.tomtom.com. Further to that, we are award-winning map software development kits. So we have that available for Android, JavaScript, and also iOS. And once again, in order to make this very, very accessible for our developers, we're offering free maps and traffic flow tiles free from our mobile SDKs as well. We know technology enables mobility smarter and creates smarter city. We have a unique opportunity together here to actually create a much more efficient, safer, and a cleaner environment. And really want to encourage you guys to come and talk to us after the session to share your feedback and your insights and of course any questions. Thanks for your time.
Do we have any burning questions from our judging questions? Awesome, thank you. 2 minutes. All right, our second one, we've got Joseph Bradford. Let's get the timer reset.
G'day, I'm Joseph from SysStats, and we have been providing real-time insights to commuters. Our aim is to simply package up and deliver transport network statistics that are human-readable, happen in a timely manner so that they can be accessed while or soon after a commuter has used the network, are relevant so that they tell a story that the commuter cares about, but also show a big picture so that the commuters know how the network is functioning as a whole. We are doing this to encourage commuters to discuss the state of the network and to give them hard data in their complaints and feedback. This is done in a very simple process. We collect the data using the GTFS real-time and scheduled data sets through the Transport for New South Wales Open Data API. We then analyse this data to calculate delay times across the network during certain periods of the day. We translate those findings into palatable data representations that everyday commuters can engage with and understand, and then we deliver this information to commuters. So our first iteration of these aims is live as a Twitter account, which you could probably guess from the handle in the title slide. In November last year, we started on a very simple tweet bot that runs the analysis and distills this down into 2 tweets for each peak period of each day. The percentage of services that experience delays and the worst delay in that time period. This started tweeting in December last year with a pretty basic concept and a low-key start with no promotion. We're making about 1,000 impressions per day, and we've generated some pretty interesting discussion. On the 19th of February, we calculated that 71% of services experienced delays in the morning, which this user has quoted. Trains Info has counted that 84.8% of services were on time. This is based on the Transport for New South Wales benchmarks that services are only delayed if they reach their last station more than 5 minutes late, which we've generally reminded them about. So where to next for the project? There are improvements to be made on our process and to create more insights and to deliver them in an appropriate manner. Some ideas are the number of delays that were longer than X minutes, running analysis per station or per line, or publishing weekly or monthly summaries of delays and issues. There are also a few bugs which can lead to delays being under-reported at this time. While the project is already open source on GitHub, once it becomes a bit more stable, we will look to publicize that by linking the project from Twitter. This way, the statistics are verifiable. Finally, as the project matures and it is delivering insightful, verified, and readable statements, we can promote the tweets or probably look to other platforms to get the message out. At the end of the day, we just want to generate more discussion and make commuters aware of the state of infrastructure they are paying for. Feedback is always more effective when based on data rather than anecdotes or personal experience.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph. Do we have any questions? Should I just look like they're deliberating? No questions. Awesome, thank you. So next we have Jayan.
Hey everyone, I'm Jay. I'm just going to talk about a bunch of stuff I've done with Open Data and doing with Open Data. First product that I worked on with Open Data is Tripco. It's a journey planner very similar to Google Maps. It uses the standard transport data sets such as public transport, driving and walking, real-time data sets as well. We use some non-conventional data sets like real-time driving times and bike share. And one of the data sets that we get few requests for that would be nice, at least in New South Wales, is which bus stops are real-time accessible, because that information is not currently open, if it's even available. Another product I am currently working on is fineryful.com. So this is a home recommendation website. So it combines data from property information, transport information, and crime statistics to recommend houses if you're looking to move. And I'm currently working on adding census information and school information. And some requests that I get quite often are about like restaurants and hospitals, where people use those when they consider where they want to live. Another thing that Transport for New South Wales has an open data forum, which is actually quite good if you need some the product is to be used by government agencies to clean up their data so they can prepare it for releasing. So for example, if the government, state government had a data set for wheelchair accessible bus stops, but it was out of date, they could pass it to us. We would go to the community to go and clean it up, and then transport can have that data set, release it as open data, and have some confidence that it's up to date. And last one is I'm working on as part of with transport for clearways, and basically keeping the roads clear from illegally parked cars, and what would be nice if there was access to traffic camera information, which I could use to automatically detect illegally parked cars.
Questions for Jane? Everybody's answering all the questions during their pitch. Thank you very much. And next we have Rory Minton. Sorry, I might pronounce your name wrong. We can reset the timer, thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm from the Sydney Train Service Planning Sector, and today I'm here to talk to you about our live train performance analysis project. So we have created a dynamic analysis of current and historical train performance data. We've developed a web-based visualization application. We dynamically measure between the scheduled and actual performances of the train data. We represent the data in many creative and insightful formats, so there's many different forms, bar graphs, charts, etc. We provide a live analysis of current data, so it is actively updated and it is live. It has live fleet tracking abilities. The data we have obtained is from the GTFS, reading through protocol buffer formats, so reading per buffer. It contains such information as current train positions, longitude and latitude, which we use the term positions. Current standard train timetable comparisons, so we can compare between the on-time and late arrivals, and etc. We have the ability to completely zip into CSV files, so if further investigation is needed by the internal users of Sydney Trains, they are able to do that. Data is obtained through HTTP GET requests, so it is also updated every minute. Some of the system architecture we have used is MySQL or MySQL for the backend, Node.js for the backend, Apache Web Server for hosting, HTML for the front end, JavaScript and jQuery. jQuery just being a shorthand way of explaining JavaScript. Ajax, which allows little sections of the web page to be dynamically updated without updating the entire web page. And we have access through the cloud server, so if anyone would like to give it a try, they're able to do so. Quick review and recap of the final product. So we give the internal users an option of the different types of data that they would like to get a view of. So basically we have a bar graph of the trains cancelled in the top left, and it shows down the line the different trains and the most often late. And we have as well different departure and arrival percentages showing the different sections, and as well as fully customizable. We have a live map on the bottom right, which allows the user to see it just in a graphically pleasing way. I'm out of time, but here's nice. Thank you for listening anyways.
We have Jenna, also known as Jensen, as I call him, and he's also been recently part of our team at Open Data.
Alright, so my presentation is a little different. I'm going to talk about a project I did
without the support of Open Data in New South Wales, and that's what we have been improved if New South Wales made education open again. Right, so HSC Ninja is the project I'm talking about. Brief history, 5 years ago I was studying for the HSC, as you do, and I came across this issue. I wanted to pull past HSC questions on the same HSC topic, and unfortunately that wasn't really very available. You can buy thick books with an index in the front, you can put that and forth. Not a very elegant solution, so I thought, why not build it myself? All of the data is published on the Board of Studies website. You have the syllabus, you have the past papers, you have the thing that makes it together. So I did, and 2 years later, I released it to the public for free to use, and people have been loving it. 22,000 monthly users on average, and over 2.2 million page views last year alone. This is a quick view of how it looks like. On the left, you can see the question. On the right, we have a section where users can contribute solutions to this question. And the most important thing is looking at similar questions to this question based on the HSC topic. But of course, there's a problem. And despite these documents being all published on the NSW website, NSW being the current incarnation of the Board of Studies, it's not open data. NSW claims a very strict use policy for the materials, and they're not afraid of enforcing it through the cease and desist notices. I've received some myself, and I believe this is hampering innovation, and also, more importantly, hampering students and teachers' ability to teach and learn. And this is what the agreement says. Basically, at the front of every document, it says this can only be used for personal, qualified study use, and can't be used for any commercial purpose. And this applies across the board for basically any document that NSW produces: syllabus, past papers, marking guidelines, you name it. So my pitch is, can we make this open data in line with the New South Wales Open Data Policy, which dictates an open use license, not just publishing it openly, but allowing users anyone to use it or remix it. And this would also be in line with the federal agency responsible for the Australian curriculum, Makara. They released their syllabus using the Creative Commons license, which is great. Now, I've thought long and hard as to why NSW would be so opposed to me releasing this as a free service. And it turns out they have an app of their own. It costs $2 to $4 per course and has very limited range of questions. So there might be a commercial reason behind it. So to cancel the cease and desist, people have to download the PDF from NSW's website at the moment, load it into our viewer, and they can see the questions out there. Not a great user experience at the moment. So in summary, I made a thing that showed topics by simple questions. NSW wasn't happy. I can't understand why, except for maybe a commercial reason, and could we make this open data reason? Thank you.
The judges. Let's make this data open. All right, the next one is from HCL Australia.
That we did on predictive model around the Open Data website that is published. A very similar site. The speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour, while we all have crawling bumper to bumper. How about predicting this? How about projecting this in a time further away and coming up with what the congestion is? And that's something that we explored. Starting with exploration, we took up a data set which was time travel data set, and we kind of drew the map for average area CBD and parameter. So this is our model on raw congestion data, and this was the output that we got on our tool. The amber is the intensity of congestion that this was throwing. Taking it to the next step, getting into the POC, we took up the 2016 data set, which had 4 weeks of data, and then we tried to compare it to 2017 data set. The reason why we took up the 2016 data set was that this was the only data set which was granular enough to give us some reasonable predictive model. So exploratory data set on the left, the speed limit was 60, whereas you see anything but vehicles sticking to this speed limit, whereas we have some rash drivers at around 8 o'clock during the day. On the right hand side of the screen, we had the predictive model. We try to map the delta against the actual. So the blue part is the actual delta speed, which is your prescribed speed minus the average speed of the vehicle, and this was the model that we came up. The pattern is roughly the same, but you can see that there is a significant variation, and this is because of the underlying data. So this was for conventional vehicles on a Sunday. Parameters were on the left-hand side, and this was the missing link. We found that there are certain parameters like weather, rainfall, construction activities on holidays which have a big role. And apart from that, there were some parameters which were not mapping in the 2017 data set, because of which we were getting that error. Taking it further, we feel that this is very important from the perspective of enriching the data to get some underlying factors, optimizing road network, and also getting your project policies in place, and more importantly, trying to understand the underlying factors which have a direct correlation with congestion. Taking it forward, we do some correlation on the other data sets as well, and I have a lot of time. Thank you so much. So this is what it is. Thanks.
Any questions from the judges? No? Next one we have is Johnny Lowe with synergistic traffic.
Today I'm going to present to you the synergistic traffic intersection. So some of you might have heard that Dresden and Stone in 2016 proposed this protocol that allows us to use an intersection and not stop and proceed through the intersection by utilizing the autonomous capabilities of the vehicles. So my presentation is to present an alternative solution to that problem. The reason why I think this is requires an alternative is because for any person to sit in a car that goes at 80 kilometers per hour and performs maneuvers that near misses to other AVs, that is that's an anxiety-inducing situation. So I would say that that is a wrong solution to think about. What we need to think about is how we're going to improve the current infrastructure, and how we're going to utilize the full capability of the AV. So traffic congestion is mainly caused by the turning of the right-turning vehicles that come in conflict with the straight traveling vehicles. So in the past we have used a lot of innovative techniques to be able to solve this. So by reducing the number of right turns, we can actually lower the number of phases to a two-phase system, so we can fully capitalize on the binary system. There's also things like one lanes, the right hook turn, and also key turns that we use in Australia as well. So in 1987, someone actually invented the continuous flow intersection, which relocates the right turning maneuver so that you can have a protected right turn alongside with a straight turn vehicle. So we have decided to use that on the Anzac Parade. So the question then lies, why don't we see more of these continuous flow intersections? So through the study, a lot of people have suggested reasons for it. So it's designed for fast driving. It requires a large amount of space. It divides the infrastructure. It increases anxiety, and cyclists also feel a level of anxiety as well. So the synergistic traffic intersection relies on the displacement of the right turn from the middle over there all the way to the furthest right-hand side. So as you can see, we can go from this to the other side. So we designed an experiment using Visor, and using Visor we imported the conventional design with synergistic traffic intersection, along with the testing parameters being the length, queue length, using vehicles' inputs as seen here, and this is the results. Now, as you can see, quite a low trend for both of them. And what is the implications? I think I've run out of time. There's more efficient arterial roads, less need for these bridges.
Awesome. I hope my RMS colleagues are taking notes. Alright, so number 8, we are down to Dean Hoslet.
GHD is an Australian professional services employee-owned company that has been engaged by the Australian government in the Princess Highway corridor strategy. The Princess Highway runs from here in Sydney to Port Augusta in South Australia. It passes through 3 states and 36 local governments along the southeast coast of Australia. Geospatial data is a key part of the study to identify the location of existing infrastructure, industry and services to help consider the economic, social and environmental factors along the Princess Highway. If we focus on the corridor in New South Wales, GHD had to identify a variety of data sets that were combined together for the study. Many data sets were used from multiple sources, data such as statistical boundaries, information on land use, population and employment, also data containing the location of airports, towns, major roads, local government boundaries, railway lines, hospitals, universities and mines, to name a few. Most of the data was open and freely available from government websites. Access to this data has helped in many ways. It has set the landscape of the social, demographic and economic and land use characteristics along the corridor. We can estimate the likely impact of increased traffic volume on the existing infrastructure. We can focus on key local issues for each region along the corridor. It has helped with considering performance, challenges, limitations and capacity restrictions of the corridor, and to identify areas suitable for improved road safety, improved access and connectivity, increased efficiencies and sustainability, and priority areas for investment. Single data sets are useful, but when many different data sets from multiple sources are combined, it generates a much richer evidence-based data set that allows better decisions to be made that are responding to real needs of the community, leading to better outcomes for the population in the long term. It can highlight the urgency of an issue or a problem which requires immediate attention, important in securing funding and resources. If the data is not readily available or difficult to access, then it can have a negative implication on the study, on any study. This pitch, although probably a bit drier than most of the other pitches today, it shouldn't be trivialised. Open data has the power to provide the necessary evidence for making important decisions and will continue to be an important resource in creating value to the community. Access to data that is open and freely available is a valuable asset and has a number of benefits as shown in this slide. The trend is for more data to be made open and freely available and shared. That will lead to further benefits to the community. Thank you.
We are almost ahead of time. The last pitch, and I'm going to apologise for my pronunciation, but Joe? Anybody? Nope. Okay, maybe we won't have a last pitch. That would have been our 8th and final pitch then. So, just flip through. I don't know what this pitch is about. Alright. It's up to you now for the people's choice. So you all can go to menti.com and use that code 654387. Hopefully it'll be self-explanatory. You should get the option to vote up to 3 votes for the 9 pitches, but keep in mind we only listen to 8.
spaces over there.
Can I have some distraction at the moment, Micah? So,
Working.
I will be taking the judge into the secret judging rooms in a second, but in the meantime, let me just sort this out. Micah, I'll let you do some interpretive dancing.
Oh, so good. I think it's something to say. What I might do is, so from here, whether the judge is going to go and deliberate, we're going to put the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire theme song on. And then we're going to have a panel come up to, and we're going to open the floor to questions. So we're not going to judge the questions. So don't be afraid. We get your questions ready. I'll wait until I got to the front of the board.
Let's try it now.
What's the number?
Take this off the screen once we start. Should be the same thing that he had.
It's 5437. Still not found.
So I'll try
5 deliberate, but we'll be also welcoming our Q&A panel up to the front. So Micah will do introductions, awesome. So I'll be bringing Micah back to the front. He's my manager and director, so if you do some networking, please let him know how awesome the team we are. Micah, over to you. The team, or Terence or James, to help us run some mics around if there's any questions.
We could get feedback here. I've got 3 mics on at the same time. Right, I just want to invite, we're going to have a Q&A session now while the judges deliberate. I'm going to invite a few collaborators in this space up to the stage to join us. So first of all, Matt Housel. Now I'm going to read the bios here because there's some long words. So he's transport analyst and planner at the Institute for Sustainable Futures at UTS. Matt's a senior research consultant at the Institute of Sustainable Futures, focusing on data analytics and developing holistic solutions for transport systems. We've done some good work with Matt over the years. I think we were testing a hypothesis a little while ago about opening some open data, and you really did give us some really good insights from what was relatively brilliant data. So please welcome Matthew to the stage. Now next, Kate Cumming from TfNSW. Now Kate's in the seat as Director of Information and Data Policy Team, so Director of the Information and Data Policy Team at TfNSW. She's working with colleagues across New South Wales public sector to improve all of government data, governance, policy, capability and outcomes. Now we've done some great work with Kate, and usually I'll say it's like a shoulder to cry on, but when the problems become too great, Kate and the team have been very, very good at sort of counselling us
in getting us through the situations. So please welcome Kate to the stage. And Naxius Savia, did I pronounce it? No, that's my hacker handle. Oh, is it? That's why they were trolling you. So Yvonne wanted feedback, and so she led me down that path. Okay, so Alex Savia from DTA, the Digital Transformation Agency. One-time GovPack winner. Alex has a keen interest in increasing the availability of Australian open data from bus timetables to government contracts. Alex has also contributed to the development of several open data tools, including CCAN, Magda, and the National Map. Please welcome Alex to the stage. And Dave Phillips. Dave's the Open Data Enablement Lead, but Dave manages our portfolio of real-time apps and relationship with the app developers, and quite often is the brunt or the advocate for the data that goes out, the quality that's received, and it generally fixes all the problems that I have in the team. So please welcome Dave to the stage. You have 3 microphones. So I'm going to ask for a show of hands if anyone's got a curly question they want to ask, or a problem for someone up in front of you to solve. Great. Who's got the? Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Vera from Tottenham. I just have a question. One of the issues with open data is with the people that have the data, their concern is the quality of their data, making it available to people. And I guess most people that want the open data, they're not, although they want the quality of the data to be good, they understand that it's not something that we can't hold the providers accountable. At least I think most people understand that. So how do you think we could convince those data holders that although there may be some quality issues in their data, we are still sort of happy to use that with the caveat that there are possibilities that there was an issue with data.
I'll start the conversation if you want. I think generally we want to hear what the benefits are, so I'll let everyone sort of percolate and see what perspectives everyone has. But a lot of it comes
else has made it, so someone has to go first. And, you know, the first person to move, they're probably going to make the standard. But, you know, moving up that pipeline to say to people, well, you know, if you collect the data really well, or you collect it with all the caveats that you feel are necessary, then by the time it comes to, well, we've finished with this data, should we make it open? It's really easy to say yes. We know that it was collected really well, or, you know, that we know for an old data set, well, we've run through this tool and it doesn't seem too bad, you know, oh, well, we might as well let it go through. But, yeah, the biggest thing is the positive reinforcement.
Speaking as a client of data sources, I just want to remind the providers and the government as well that we understand that things are perfect. What we're looking at now is the start of a new industry. It takes about 30 years for technology to develop. So if we think back to the origins of Linux, you know, you wouldn't expect that there was an entire internet based on Linux 12 volts operating system project. Apple is a multi-billion-dollar company, and it owes a lot of its success to leveraging GCC. And when that was first released, GCC was a bit rough. And a lot of the older technologies we have in that space is still a bit rough. And it's going to take time for the data to get up and to be released. And for us to actually notice the problems. Because initially we won't know where there's an issue. But one of my big frustrations as a client is changing names and changing identifiers. Newcastle interchange. What is that? Why is there in some data sets called Wigan, in others data sets called Newcastle interchange? And it's changed over time. I now have to go through a lot of trouble to associate that. And that's because we need to develop some maturity as an industry. And that's a two-way feedback. And no one is going to, well, most of us aren't going to figure out if there's imperfections, because no warranty express will be there.
Yeah, just to add on to that, that's part of it helps making data open and talking to different areas within transport and understanding how accurate your data set is, whether it's fit for public consumption, whether there's privacy concerns or safety concerns. Those are the main reasons for not releasing data sets that might not be 100% accurate. But as well, I know we currently give out data sets which are somewhat inaccurate. Conflicting data sets sometimes, which Matt has just alluded to. So there are a lot of quirks in our data, and that's where the benefit of having our community really shows itself. So we have the open data forum where we engage with people directly, get their feedback, and can advise them of all these quirks until we actually find them out ourselves.
Thank you. A part of my job would be to propose the solution to government entities, and with that I need data such as the traffic volumes and things like that, and site plans. And I wanted to ask you guys, and also whoever in the crowd, where I can obtain that from, site plans and traffic volumes and the like.
So, speaking for Transport for New South Wales, sometimes the questions are easy, sometimes the questions are hard. So, yeah, basically there's Dave, myself, and 28,000 people who work in transport. So, from a transport perspective, there's a bit of time. If we haven't got easy access to it, just to come back for a response on that question. But quite often, the answer doesn't reside always just with government. Like, this sort of information exists out there in the industry. So I think it's always been a challenge how we get a common view on big data sets and ideas, big problems like that.
Yeah, probably RMS for a lot of that information, and we field a lot of data requests through the forum and data forum. So if you want to supply some detail, then it's our job to basically find out who makes that and whether we can release it. So definitely hop onto the data forum, post any questions you have.
we get requests for site plans a lot, and it's really weird because we're federal and we don't have anything to do with that. But there is some promising stuff in the planning sector about moving from it used to be ink on paper to CAD to now actually starting to make it kind of linked data. But as the other fellas noted, it might take 30 years before we get to the point where you can actually reliably find the site plan in a machine readable format.
And I was just going to add to that too. We feel a lot of data, so we get a lot of data requests too, and we work a lot with agencies to try and facilitate those. And what really helps with behavioural analytics work as well to try and look at what are those nudge factors in agencies to help us make these requests data location real. And what really helps is get that back to that storytelling factor. Why? Tell us why. Because if we can say to an agency, they need the site plans for this, and then suddenly they are, because government thinks of these data and these processes from its internal measures. Why does anyone else interested in these? They don't have that need or broader or business that they need perspective. So if you can give just that short picture, why is that particular on this about this, or is it possible that really helps you with that data release? And also, because there's a big maturity curve here too, starting small and improving the concept and prototype can have this and this with this specific location for this purpose. Test small, start small, proof of concept, and say, okay, we can do this. So that would be a great way of doing this.
So I missed the question. I'm not sure if it was traffic or trucks that it was referring to. But my name is Matt Stockwell. I'm Freight Strategy Advisor in Transport New South Wales. And if the question was relating to trucks and you're interested in telematics data from RMS that's collected, what was that the question? Or was it?
Traffic volumes.
Oh, traffic volumes. Right. Sorry, I heard trucks and I was getting excited. That said, though, now I have Mike. If anyone is interested in freight data, please come and talk to me. And I was interested from the panel what freight data they have dealt with and what freight data would be of interest to industry. Thanks.
I haven't specifically dealt with freight, but I do know there is. I'll refer you all to the Australian Transport Research Forum, atrf.info, if you're not a member. You can, every year we submit papers and conference papers, and some of them can also be practitioner papers. So you don't have to be an academic to submit a paper. There's also prizes for the best academic and best practitioner paper. One of the papers Darwin conference last year was on the Euro Infrastructure Transport and Regional Economics, where they've taken the freight data, from the companies, what loads were originating at what locations, where were they going to, and what routes were they taking, and they were then combining that and looking at using a national map, which is a brilliant tool, and displaying to the agencies the various truck paths, because trucks were using interesting paths, in some cases to avoid the sun in their eyes, other cases to avoid traffic snails, and they mapped the total duration times and the duration times in various segments. So traffic volume data, like Melbourne releases the traffic volumes for every intersection. Truck volume data is any origin and destination pairs, any demand data, any supply data. We want it all. Like I can find you a dozen students who will dig into it with enthusiasm.
I might just add something there. So some of this is not about, like, we do try and get out as much data as what we can, and even with those two sort of questions, they're common problem spaces, but there's a lot of use of data out there that isn't shared amongst the community, so we find a lot of people who are requesting the same data and putting data together to answer their own problems, and that's where it resides. That's not data that we own. The insights that might be born of the data that we provide are interesting, but we're not necessarily the beneficiaries of it, so there's got to be more. And we don't have an answer for this yet, but you need to open up the uses of the data that everyone uses our data for to share amongst the community. And I think that's where the next wave of innovation will come. Because even that example there, you talk about traffic data, then you've got someone that's got truck telematics. Truck telematics doesn't answer the whole question, it probably only answers a part of it. Someone needs to bring those different data sets together to answer your question. And how do we share those insights more broadly is, I think, a question for us over the next little while. I think maybe the lady might.
I'm Cynthia and I'm with Wayfinding. So we use a lot of data. Okay. Our problem is we all talk about data out there, right? But where is the out there? I mean, is there a forum that we can go to or submit our data request and someone can direct us to? David knows this because I've been up to him, asked him where can we get this kind of data. So is there anything like that, a mega forum for data that you would need specifically for transport, for questions such as what's the official name of whatever setup, which was asked by Matt, or which contract region does this bus stop specifically belong to, or what LG, things like those. If there were a forum where we could submit our questions, then other people who would have the same questions did not have to go to one agency after another, because we're going to BFL and TPA and then open data and upstairs, and so it would really help. And then you don't have to reinvent the question wheel, because there's somewhere where we can go to and look for resources that can help answer our questions and share it with others as well. Thank you.
Good question. So you're from Transport New South Wales?
Yes, wayfinding specifically.
I think not my area specifically, but something I'm involved in on the periphery. There's an exercise to increase the visibility of data across the transport cluster. I think something I'll follow up separately on how that's progressing. So within transport, there'll be better visibility of what data might be available. You're asking the question more broadly around what data is out there outside of transport.
My question is not what data is, but where can we submit
dealing with so much data that, you know, when they're taking a piece of data from the government and they fix a bit, you know, they put it on their own data portal. It'd be really great if they gave it back and provide some feedback. But yes, I guess the biggest challenge is kind of people, you know, there's so much knowledge management within organizations, and then how do we know what's data in amongst all of the existing replicating knowledge management?
Yeah, I'll just add the public forum URL is open data forum.transport.nsw.au. If you want to get on there and see what other people have asked. Active members of that forum are very much
Just to add to her, basically for the bus related information you can always talk with the other system support and hopefully you will get answers.
We're down to the last two questions.
Hello, I'd like to make Sydney more pedestrian friendly, and to do so I need the pedestrian traffic light phases data. I wonder if this is available or if anyone else is interested in this?
Well, I'm interested.
I too have seen, I don't know if you started the thread, but there is a thread.
I think that's me.
Yeah, on the forum, and I'm very much, I think that's a really interesting space where it's kind of like, why do you need this data? Why don't we ever release this? But yes, I think there's a good argument made in that thread.
So for the request, we'll follow up, but I get Kate's already mentioned, we have no shortage of requests for data. I think there's been a transition for us over the last couple of years where there was no avenue to request data, but now there is no shortage of ways to and so for us, it's a prioritisation exercise. So unless just asking for data isn't sufficient, it won't get it up the leaderboard priorities. You need to pin it to an outcome that you can deliver against, and that's where it starts getting attention. Warrants our investment time and money. Last question. No pressure.
Using the household travel surveys for ages, and until now it's becoming DTAs that you can again look at it only on aggregated level. I'm coming from the health sector, and for me active commuting is a big thing, and I also used public health indicators on a population level, on regional level, and LGA. And I keep on asking permission to go into the individual based data because we are looking at prevalence, at people doing the behavior. The ABS give access to their data is well de-identified and it's very easy. I'm just thinking whether you thought about the next generation of giving a remote access to the individual data, de-identified, so we can make sense from the people behavior and not just on aggregated level.
So I'm going to throw my hat behind that one as well. That is something that we've had need for from various projects that we've been asked to implement. Well, the best data that we get on this household travel survey was at the LGA level, which includes, in one case, places as different as drawing roads. They're very different to Congo request in the middle. And then I would throw another question to
the current model where, you know, it's LGA or nothing, you know, there needs to be something in between and it needs to be repeatable.
We are working just within transport with PA, like it's more securely shared between intergovernmental agencies and people who can actually get access to it. So you're really fun though.
Yes, I put a request lately and I understood the privacy concern of your data, but there are ways to do it less, for example, less refined categories, you can do it broader, and there are different levels where you can access and you do maybe yes survey, and you said your survey in-house. So I've done everything it's under the supervised because I'm using it for statistics, for and it's wonderful information that nobody publishes internationally. And the American actually took this and did it with me as well. So
let's have a chat.
If you have a lot of money, you can ask Children because they have some household travel stuff that they generate from all the mobile phones. But it's expensive.
That's
But this is Open Data Day. Well, no, today it's Open Data Day, isn't it? It's actually tomorrow. So, but I think these conversations and these questions are vitally important because we are talking about data that is open. But I think what open data is given to transport, and I think all of New South Wales government, it's open to dialogue. We're open to sharing data. We've just got to get to the right mechanics to be able to make it open, but closed open. Maybe that's the next step for us. Please thank the panellists for their contribution. Thank you. I was going to see, I think we've got the judging panel coming in. Thanks for your questions. Nothing.
Right, thank you. That was a really tough session with the judges. So actually, I might just get rid of this one back. Can I ask judges Ross and Ben are going to give a little bit of feedback generally to all the pitches because they were so good and interesting that it was very, very hard to deliberate and decide on the winners. So I'll just pass it over to Ben first.
Yeah, firstly, thank you very much, everyone who pitched. I've done this a few times myself, and I know how difficult it is. I think just in terms of feedback, whenever you're pitching, always keep the customer in mind. So who is the customer? What is your value proposition? How does customers access the service or product? And what do you ask for? Absolutely fantastic, great ideas. Keep the passion and look forward to all of you putting a dent in the universe.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Yeah, look, I agree. We were really focused on what the product was, what came across from your pitches to who your customer was, and how you were using data in achieving that. So that's really how we've scored it. You might be thinking, why did we not ask any questions? Well, in fact, we actually didn't want to prompt those that were coming afterwards with some of our thinking with some of the early ones. So we did purely judge everyone on an unbiased pitch. Now, I would say that the product is iterative and it's developed, and the winner may not actually be the product that wins in the end. But we did it based on your pitch, so we encourage you to keep developing it, keep thinking about your customer and who you're selling the product to.
Winner for the best pitch that you heard.
So we'll go with best product using open data. who should win this particular prize, and because it was very much about a product, so best product using open data. A lot of the pitches today we heard were about analysis and data, more so than a product. So best product using open data goes to TomTom. Can we get a photo? Please bring the team. Awesome.
So I'm going to get
Bring the
you,
TomTom
Natasha,
team forward.
Right. And I'll spread around
So the best pitch, again, not less contentious this time, but the best pitch goes to Kevin Sang. Voice. Drum roll, please. And the winner is. Awesome, thank you, panelists. I do want to thank everybody for making their way to our Open Data Day celebration. Special shout out to Kate and to Pia from TfNSW for making this actually work, because whilst we had the energy and the wanting to do it, and thanks Jay for bringing it to our attention, to believe it or not, this event got pulled together like literally within 2 weeks. So it's a fantastic turnout for that, and it wouldn't have been possible without the support from TfNSW. So thanks, Kate. I want to thank our judges, Ross, Lisa, and Ben. That was a much tougher session than I thought it would be in the judges' deliberation room, but we got there in the end. So thank you. The panel members, Alex, Matt, Kate, and Dave. Thank you. And I wanted to thank our Open Data team, as always, putting this together in 2 weeks, and all the support and help from Craigie, who's we borrow into our team often, Dylan, Jade, Terrence, Alex, Dave, Richard, Micah, so thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. Enjoy your Open Data Day tomorrow.